Assignments are a great feature in Canvas that allows you to have the students submitting their work, and you can capture the feedback and grade for the work that they have completed. In this video, we're going to go over how to create an assignment in Canvas that will allow the students to submit their work through Canvas itself. And to get started in your course, you're going to click Assignments in the left-hand side menu. Once you go there, if you have no other assignments, this is what it's going to look like. And to get started, we're going to click on the plus assignment button on the top right corner of this page. Once we do that, we will be able to start entering the details for the assignment as well as choose several different options. First off, we need to choose an assignment name and then a prompt. So for the assignment name, it is very important to make it something very clear so that the students know exactly what this is about. And the assignment name will be very prominent for them in their calendars, in their to-do list, in their dashboards, depending on their view. So it is very important to have it be something very descriptive of the assignment. So we're going to put a title in here that I had written up earlier and a prompt. Here in this prompt, you have many options to enter text. Also format the text with bold, italics, underline, center, line right, everything that you need. You can put in bullet lists, numbered lists. You can embed links, images. You can even put in equations. You can link files. All that you can do right in here so that you can provide all the informations that the students need in order to do a good job submitting this assignment. So once we have put in a name or title and a prompt with all the information for the students, then we can go into the options for the assignment. As we're scrolling down, we can see a points box. This is where you establish how many points this is worth. Keep in mind that the total calculated in Canvas takes into account these points, and that is how it calculates how much of the total score does this assignment provide. So for example, if I have an assignment like this one worth 100 points and then I have a quiz worth 200 points, then the quiz is worth twice as much as this assignment. So that's kind of how the weight of the grades work in Canvas. So that is why it's significant to put in some thought when choosing the amount of points here. Of course, we can choose to display to the students and to ourselves the grade as points, as percentage, as complete, incomplete, depending on what kind of assignment it is. You can also use letter grade and GPA scale. So those are all available to you as options to control how you and the students see the grades, how they are um, put in there. Also, you have an option to not count an assignment towards the final grade. If you turn this on, then whatever grade the students get for this particular assignment, it will not count towards their final grade. So this work they'll get the feedback of what grade they got and all the comments that you are leaving for them, but it will not affect their final grade. So if you want them to submit a draft, for example, you could use that feature for them to submit the draft because you'll be able to give them a grade, give them the feedback, and they'll receive that as if this was worth 100 points so they can see how they're doing, but also not impact their final grade. You can have a separate assignment for the final draft of the essay so that that one can be counted towards final grade but not the previous draft. So that is something to keep in mind. um, as mentioned, we're creating an assignment that allows the students to submit through Canvas. In order to do that, we're going to have the submission type be set to online, and then we have several options of how we want to accept that submission. When we're choosing these options, we can choose more than one, but what it means is that the students get to pick one out of however many we've selected. That does not mean that they get to use all of them at once. So if I choose text entry and file upload, then the student has to choose if they want to upload a file or do text entry, but they cannot do both at the same time. So do keep that in mind. So, what are these options? The text entry would give the students an input box like the one we have here for the prompt with all these options for bold, italics, alignment, bullet points, putting in links, images, all that stuff is available for them, including the ability to insert math equations, insert videos from Panopto, for example, insert equations. All those options are available to them just like they are available to you here when you are writing the prompt. They'll get the exact same kind of text box. So that's what text entry is. Website URL means they'll get a little box where they can copy paste or type a website URL like google.com. Media recordings means that they will get to press to record or upload a video that they've already recorded. They can also record just audio, so that's available for them. And then lastly is file uploads, where they can upload a file like a Word document or PDF, etc. When choosing this, you can restrict the kind of files that they are allowed to put in. So if we click to the left of restrict upload file types, we can choose here to put, for example, doc, docx, PDF. You can see that these are the extensions for these Word document type and Acrobat PDF type. And I put them with no dot, just commas in between all of them. I put doc and docx, for example, because docx is the newer one in the past 10 years, but doc still exists and a lot of people still use that format. So to be inclusive, I have put in both. So basically what I'm saying to the system is only allow Word documents and PDFs. Why would I do this? I would do this because, for one, the preview in the speed grader, when I'm grading and providing feedback for these files, can only preview Microsoft Office type documents, Acrobat PDFs, though text files, those kind of documents it can preview. But for example, any file from Apple Numbers software, for example, would not be previewed. LaTeX files would not be previewed. Things like that, it will not preview, and you'll have to download it, open it on your own computer to be able to see what the student submitted. So if you want to keep it so you can see their submission within the speed grader itself when you're grading and providing feedback, then you might want to restrict the kind of file types they are allowed to upload. Submission attempts, you can now, this is a new feature they introduced in 2020, where you can now control how many attempts the students get. By default, they get unlimited attempts, meaning that they can resubmit the assignment up until the assignment closes, of course. Um, the attempts are not hidden from you, so it's not like they get to overwrite. So let's say a student submitted 3 different documents, you can see those documents, you can see every attempt that they've done. It does not overwrite, so do keep that in mind. You will always be able to see what the students have uploaded. However, if you want to change it, you click the word unlimited and choose limited, and then you get to choose how many attempts you want to give the students. By default, it fills in 1, but you can give it any number you would like here. For example, if you want to be flexible and make sure that the students can submit even if something goes wrong or they pick the wrong file the first time, perhaps you allow them 2 attempts. So that way they're really only getting 1 attempt and another attempt as an emergency in case they uploaded the wrong file. Because if you put it to only 1 attempt, then of course if they uploaded the wrong file, that's it, they cannot upload anymore. we're going to leave this one unlimited, but you have the option of limiting how many attempts they get. We will be reviewing plagiarism review options, group assignments, peer review. All those will be their own separate videos. So please watch those to learn how to use those three features. They are very useful. But lastly, we're going to discuss setting up dates for the assignment. So there's three different dates that you would set up. At the very bottom is the available from and until dates. These dates declare when can the students start being able to submit and when can the students no longer submit to the assignment. So these dates basically control when can they submit the work to the assignment. The due date is when is this expected to be in. The reason they have a separate due date and a separate until date is because perhaps you want to allow late submissions. In that case, you would set up a due date and then the until date would be a day later or several days later, however long you want to give them to submit late. When someone submits past the due date, it will be flagged for you that it is late, and you have several features as well to automate penalties, for example, or you could use it just as an informational tool so you know that their submission was late. So it's up to you what kind of dates you want to add, but this is where you would add these. So let's put this available from the 16th in the morning until the 23rd. So they have basically an entire week to submit, and let's make this due on Saturday night. So basically from if they submit on Sunday or Monday, then they will be late, but they still can submit it. Once we are happy with all the options, the dates, the prompt information for the assignment, we can choose to either save and publish or just save. What is the difference? If we just save, then the assignment will be there available for us to publish at a later date. Only us as the instructor can see this assignment if we only save. If we save and publish, then the students will immediately be able to see the name of the assignment, the prompt. They'll be able to also see how many points it is worth and when they are able to submit the assignment. So, for example, if I don't want them to start working on the assignment until it is available, maybe then I'll only save and publish later when I want them to start working on the assignment. So it's there set up ahead of time for me, but they can't see what the prompt is. If I want the students to be at liberty to start working on this whenever they want to or they feel capable of, and only control when they can get to submit, then I would publish it right away. So what happens when I save and publish? You can see here is the summary of the assignment. This is for me, the instructor. This is my view. I can see the prompt, the title, how many points is worth, what kind of submissions are available, what kind of file types I'm accepting, the dates, all that information. Since I published it for the students, they can also see it. So when I go into the assignment section, you can see they see the title, and when they click on it, they can see that title, all the dates when it's due, when it closes, how many points, all that information is available to them, the prompt, all that. Because this is already open, they have a submit assignment button here. When they click it, you can see here that they have the option to do a file upload, or they can do a text entry, and as I mentioned, it looks exactly the same as the prompt box that you get. The same rich content editor is present for them as well. So they are able to put all that information in here as well. So that is how you create an assignment that accepts submissions from through Canvas. The next videos will go into more details on the submission types, as well as all those details about plagiarism check, how to create a group assignment, how to do peer reviews.